Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Today is 7th of May 2026 and it's Thursday. And we're going to talk about the last night trade. And I broke some rules. Not proud of it at all. These were some mistakes which were easily avoidable. And yeah, overconfidence, and simple word, overconfidence took me. So I heard someone saying in a podcast that he lose more money when he was overconfident than he make money. So, and I felt it, like overconfidence is the point when you are feeling overconfident. That's the point where you have to control yourself. That's where you have to be rule based. And because one slight mistake, because one point where you getting out of your control is all it takes. And so let's talk about the day. Let's start from the gold. And this is the candle we are going to talk about. I was extremely bullish already on gold. And the way we respected this area, I was expecting it to go at least to this upper quarter or and these smooth highs. Okay, and we start going to the upside even before the session started. So it already felt not that good that in the PM session already. That when you know something is going to happen, and but you don't get a chance to participate in it, and uh, it feels like unfair. It feels like uh, injustice, or I don't know. But yeah, that's trading is, and you can't trade all the time. By looking at this scenario, uh, uh, I can take it like I should be trading beside the session, but no, you can't. These kind of days are one of in a 20 or one day in a 20. So and we can't do this. There are many other things which will be affected by this. You have to be fixed with the time when you are trading. So on the 4 hour, uh, so there was no news Wednesday. It was, and let's just get into the trade. I was already bullish, and oh yes, I just completed my journal, the post journal. Uh, so I made a very stupid mistake. I become very overconfident, and you can see we touched this low quarter, plus we this upper quarter of the weekly opening gap, and plus we took this recent lows, and I was very confident that we are going to go to the upside, at least to this upper quarter, because yeah. So I think that's all I'm going to say on it, because it's a very it's a thing that I learned by myself. I'm not going to give it like this. So uh, but I was always expecting it to go to this. And so after looking at on the next morning, I feel more stupid. I'm not going to say yeah, it was looking very obvious to go to the upside. It will go to the upside. You will see that we'll take this high. But yeah, the way it was already moving, we could expect that, and there was no news Wednesday that we can retrace. And this was the at least area the target, and it hit it. It hits it. Yeah. So if I had um, followed my rules, that would this day would be a maximum break even day, or a day with some profits. And how I made a break even slash a small profit day into a losing day, by being overconfident, by making the market a must, that the market will must do that, or I don't know, but I just become overconfident. So let's talk about the trade. So at the 9:30 opening, I look for a trade for at the 9:30, and after that we created this gap. We went here. I was already bullish for a 5-minute break in market structure. I did not wait for a 5-minute first presented fair value gap, uh, because the way it was moving, I was confident, and I enter on a first presented fair value gap. Plus, I'm gonna talk about all the reasons. Plus the monthly quarters respected the lower quarter plus the upper quarter of taking market structure plus the upper quarter of that upper quarter of which of home we of which low quarter is respected of that weekly upper value. So that was a strong area, and plus the low quarter of the weekly opening area. Weekly opening area. We went into the C and plus the. So I entered here. It was going well, and this was the area uh, where it went wrong, and I broke a rule by entering. I am more than I should, and I entered here with 0.5%. And in my mind, I was thinking like, that's all I can risk. So yeah, I'm going to risk it because if because on the first trade I risked 1%, the second trade 0.5%, and uh, I was accepting the risk that that's all I can risk in a day, and I'm going to risk it because it's a low risk high reward day. And yeah, that's all right, but still it's I shouldn't be doing that because I set a rule that I will enter one trade on one idea, like one position on one idea. Okay, so okay, even with the risk, with the 0.5 risk and risking all I can in a day, okay, that was acceptable. But this, what I did when we went low, and plus I set the stop loss very strict. I shouldn't have the stop loss should have been here, and it was okay because in my mind, the way it breaks to upside, it shouldn't be. If it's bullish, it shouldn't be going below the low quarter of it. And as you can see, the body is respected, but the wicks did the damage, and that's exactly what it did to me. Did the damage and start going to the upside. I entered again here, and I just forgot. The things were vanished. Uh, that this area is a very important area. Is a very important area, and the only reason behind me being messed up or me being out of my mind kind of was these two position. If I hadn't took these two trades, if I were in this trade, that would have been way better. By looking at right now, it was acceptable, it was logical that we can respect it. Even if we want to go upside, we can respect it and can retrace to the downside. And we went here, respected a very important area to the upside. It was a very logical area. I entered here, by the way. I did enter here, and I think yeah, and this was a very logical area, and it was respected. And I could have set the stop loss here because it's a very logical. It's a very logical breaking market structure. And if we are bullish, we shouldn't be going to the downside. Plus, why it was very important? Why? Because we went lower, took this reason. More importantly, it's not that, but this area, the low quarter of a weekly and the upper quarter of a weekly opening gap, and plus the breaking market structure, plus this 5-minute first reason value. So if we are bullish, we must not go to the below this. Okay, and we went to the downside because that's not what we're going to do after it, and I would have been out with some profits, but by doing some silly mistake, and it was this. Not only I lose these two trades, but I set the stop loss of this trade to the not at a good side. I placed the stop loss here. Why? Because I was thinking that we can respect this low quarter, then can go upside. We did, you can see, but on the higher time frame, the market was shit, and we were already in the PM session. It was not at that point was looking at the upside, and to be honestly, at that time I was not even caring because of these two, and I was just was out of the charts and was doing something else. And because by looking at it at that time, because I know myself, it would only do harm, or it would only make me more feel bad. Like at that time I was feeling emotions, not emotionally crying or something, but yeah, I was at that time I felt that I did this. And at this trade, I knew when I entered this trade, I just I turned my face to the on the back. Why? Because I knew that I'm breaking this rule clearly. I'm breaking a rule clearly, and yeah, I'm glad that this happened. So in future, because it's a long journey. I'm not going to trade for like 2 or 3 years. It's inshallah going to be a lifetime career, inshallah, and I should look at as a lesson. And that's a mistake. I did this several times before, but not did this recently, and did this again. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Not only that I lost uh, the trade, but the effects of it, the feeling like losing all the reward of the previous trade, it's not worth it. So yeah. So I took this trade. This trade I took on two accounts. This position on DNA and on GFT, and these two were only no. This was on DNA, and I think I took this on DNA as well as Think Capital. So as you can see, uh, was uh, I was I did I was doing wrong. That's all I'm going to say, and that's I'm going to set a must rule that I will not enter multiple position or will do pyramid entering on a trade on a one position. If I'm in a trade, especially if we are in profit, if we are in a halfway, I'm not going to take a trade in between. I'm not going to do that, especially on that specific account, because when you are seeing all the profits and you enter a trade and then you are at that time, like you can see for example, in this situation, like we went lower, I lost $25, and at this time I in here I made $25 here, so I lost it. So this the profit which was I making on this trade was not enough, and was not was just a waste, or yeah, for me, like it's not a waste, but still that I just let the profit go like this, and again this trade, and then no forgot about this area which I knew was very important. But uh, that's how one mistake can make you do so many mistakes. So don't do especially the mistake which you know is a mistake. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say about it. And on GFT, I did uh, so on GFT, oh sorry, GFT कह रहा हूँ, GBUSD, I was bullish as gold because they are correlated pairs, not to each other, but yeah, they mostly move to once at the same side, both assets, gold and gold. So I was bullish on it, and we were consolidating. That was already a sign of that it's not a good day, and especially after entering after the dirty highs, which were like consolidation, it's been taken. It would be more logical if there was like smooth highs, like some days ago, the day some days ago, where all the consolidation was in making, and then we went for the highs. But in this situation, I entered after those highs were taken, and yeah, it was on high time frame I was bullish on GPUSD, but on lower time frame, on that medium high time frame, I would say it was not a clear sign of bullishness, and we went down. Okay, expected the upper quarter plus monthly. Yes, we were on the monthly to upside, but there was no clear breaking market structure, and especially entering here. Okay, if we would have expected this to upside, like a clean breaking market structure, that would be a logical trade. I would love to take a risk there, but I didn't wait for that. That was a mistake, and I did it, and I should be waiting for it to use the quarter to the upside, especially the low quarters, and it's a mistake which I did several times, and to avoid it. So on 1 minute, it's much more clear. And although by looking at right now, at this morning, it was a short setup on low. Worth it. Low risk. Sorry, a bit high risk, but still logical. Okay. We went lower. We were consolidating. This was a 1 minute first presented fair value gap. This was the first 5 minute first presented fair value gap. This was the second first 5 minute second presented fair value gap. We went down. Upper quarter was respected, went to the upside, took those smooth highs, and that was the area which to clear that if we are going to the upside or we are going to the downside. And we went there. There was two candles which was formed at that area, a bit more upside bodies were, but there was no clean breaking market structure. There was no clear sign that we are using it to the upside, and then we reversed. And after that, especially here, it was very clear that we can go to the downside, at least to this upper quarter, and can go even lower. So yeah, these were the days, and Okay, recording is these were the days and show the position. So you can see this trade was in profit. Oh, so this was the original position, and in here I did a smart, finally smart thing that I took a partial, and because of that, this loss is $22, um, not a 32, rather a 32, $34. I just around. Oh, this was the I don't know remember. So yeah, this is the trade. So I lost in total like almost $61, I think. Yeah, it was 61 or $62 last night, and on GFT, it was a break even. So on that account, I took only this trade, and it was a break even. I set the stop loss to the here. If I already told you if I was not if I would have been in my mind, uh, I would have been out with some profit here. Yeah, it is what it is. Break even wouldn't be a uh, bad thing comparing to these loss. So yeah, in capital I lost 0.5%, which was $50, and on the 15K instant on which I entered uh, this trade with just a break in market structure. I looked at this break in market structure happening. I set the position stop loss to below the 5-minute first price entry fee value gap plus this low quarter, and just I and you look at even at the 1 minute time frame, and it was a was by looking it now, it was a gamble that we can respect it, can go to the downside. We can respect it. If we do respect to the upside, then it's a TP. If we do not, we can go lower. And that's I should have waited for a break in market structure, for a clear sign that it's respected, and then I should have risked a certain amount, because then the risk would have been worth it. So I think that's it. That was the day, and a avoidable mistake, a simple mistake, which caused damage, and inshallah ta'ala I will avoid it. I will inshallah ta'ala will not do this. uh, I will not take several position, more than one position in one trade. One idea, one trade. One idea, one trade. One idea, one trade on one account. Okay, you can take a trade on same idea on another account, but you cannot trade two, like take two position, or like you cannot take two position on one idea, especially after being in profit and being greedy to want more, and then after yeah. So that's what I learned from this mistake, and that's what matters. And I'm thankful. I'm grateful that uh, I'm grateful that I witnessed it. I'm able to be aware of it, to avoid it in future. So yeah, that was a day. Inshallah, in the next video, Allah Hafiz.